Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Oi.
The way of the internet.
Yeah, but it's going to your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. One, we're going to do the miles and our Dr. X's. But in the meantime, this idea that we, why is this interesting? Because it's about using a game engine for data for the opposite of game. For aggregating so what I'm thinking is we have this, we have the bridge here.
Mm-hmm.
And we have on the thing, toured engineering director from Naval Academy, had governor came by. So we have written on here the social, because what we're trying to show is a socio-ecological algorithm that I am saying is oh, hang on a second. If this is filming, then I have to confront my distractedness, it's not distractedness, as I said, it's attractiveness. It's actually my jump cuts that you two are very patient with, I know. But I'm going to find out if Jambo's got the blender, because it's this high power blender.
Like in the Will It Blend series on YouTube.
I haven't seen the Will It Blend series on.
Some years ago.
Yes.
There was this YouTube show called Will It Blend. Yeah, where this guy blended whatever. The new iPhone.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
And did it blend?
Yeah. It was a powerful blender.
Really?
So the conclusion was almost every time, yeah, it blends.
Well, you are using another YouTube. Is YouTube red? What is?
Oh, he still does it. Wow.
Wow.
And he always picks up expensive stuff that people want to own, like the new iPhone.
Oh my God, how many of these has he done? Play one of them. Coke can smoothie. I want to see that.
Where? Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
That is the question.
Wow.
It should do.
Now we're going to make a Coke smoothie. We start with a can of Coke. Then we put a little bit of ice in. We have ice in our smoothie, of course. Then we've got our little smoothie program here. So we're going to push the smoothie button.
Oh my God.
There's our Coke smoothie. Now that's recycling aluminum.
That's very cool. What a nice little series.
Yeah.
But that's so dangerous.
Maybe we could do.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it.
Maybe we could do a nice little series like that with.
Will it blend? Will it blend? That is the question.
And there's the iPhone.
Now he's got a big set.
Yeah, the first video is 9 years old.
Are you having trouble deciding which new phone to get? Yeah, neither are we. But we have
This
two
is so
phones here,
American,
and some
this kind of
people are telling
videos.
me they're having a hard time making up their mind. So I am going to help them out. Are we ready? Lumia 929? Nobody wants that. Here, the Galaxy Note 3. And over here, seems like this larger size doesn't want to come out. Ah, the iPhone 6 Plus. I think I'll press the Newton button. And over here, I think I'll press the Who's Copying Who button.
Interesting.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's by the way really dangerous.
Oh,
Oh, phablet smoke. Ooh, don't breathe this.
that's so
Where's the
dangerous.
plus?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Amazing.
And he's so American.
Yes,
It is so American. Okay.
it's
So-
like we need that. It's like
Yes.
he's telling us that.
Yeah. Could you do some research? I mean, because, okay, let's do this first. Our window, our main window, we've got the exhibition here. Okay. And I think, well, this is all about distribution and everything cool. Open all ports. This is about open possibilities. And so in the rendering in our catalog, that we can actually show people what is going on. What is it? I don't quite know what I'm saying here.
No.
Yeah.
You want to do the video instead of a catalog, a video of the exhibition.
Yeah, you know what? As a catalog, it kind of tries to preserve actually, this is a bigger space, I think, than it looks like. As a catalog, what you're trying to do is preserve the experience as flat images. And why not do this as an X catalog? Because it used to be. Yeah, in a 3D Unity engine. It kind of makes more sense because you get a sense of how it all comes together, and we can initiate it, and then we can add, the events that happen and interpretive moments, and then because we can annotate that we can start annotating that energy systems guy is going to follow up on the process. Because if we think of socio-ecological algorithms for mutualistic systems design, this becomes a living document, right? That we can put things in space.
Mm-hmm.
Why? This seems epistemologically important. I'm not sure why. Because, you know, a catalog is just
Just images.
it's a documentation, yeah, that it happened.
Mm.
But this is a claim that it is happening,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not making things, it's making things happen. And so if it can be, you know, a nice white clinical space that we're annotating in space, the claim is that it's not all reducible to documentation. It's actually about spatialized memory that's in real social context, in a real social, and that we document it in such a way that it refers to the spatialized memory, right? That makes more sense. That, you know, that if you're a student who went there,
Yeah.
and you know, and then a few years later, you're at a place and you say, you know, what we did at this exhibition, they, you know, they actually recycled the glass into sand, and we can have a little sand pit and play on it. They could look up and see the image of it, but they could also look there and say, you know, could they go back and then annotate it and say, if they're impatient, if we've got this commons in a box, if they have a yellow post-it note.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a visitor's book, right? A spatialized visitor's book. We're curating the experience, they're contributing the experience. If you have, like,
But so
What-
the idea is like a video. No, it's like a person instead of have when we people can control and they can decide where so they can move inside. Is what
so
you said.
it would be on the, as our catalog, it would be on the web.
It's like a street view that like a street view, Google Street View, but of the exhibition. So you can.
Yeah.
So
But that makes it sound not very interesting. If you know what I mean. It just makes it just like flying through it doesn't change the sense of ownership. But it does if that's where you document and make accountable the interactions that go on there. This is where the mayor said he'd like to see a bridge that improves water quality,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you hold him accountable to it being said in place, in space, as opposed to.
But this sounds like this is post the exhibition or prior.
I think that's the thing. It's a good working tool for post, during, and for our planning.
Yeah.
For during, as we annotate, and you know, if we invite people, we'll meet at the bridge thing here, for putting the diagrams on of the aggregated effects of, you know, if all of the glass waste on this were put through this machine, it would be a building this high, right?
But maybe Natalie.
I mean, if it's simple, easy, it's basically a spatialized document where we can write on it and put things on it.
And we can modify.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away from the space itself. Because I think the whole idea of going into a space and being augmented reality is sucky. I mean, I just don't like it. It just doesn't. You know, the real world is really. But what this is doing is enriching documentation as opposed to trying to augment reality, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Natalie,
Yeah.
you knew this. This is what I refer.
Yeah, but
Oh, I didn't know Google Street View can do that. Cool. But can we leave comments on it?
I thought that you could like choose the image and you can read the description or something like this. I think it's in Madrid. I thought in Madrid
it's
and
a spectator thing. Shit. Speaking of that, I should just send a quick note to Spain.
Yeah, but
So was there
it's-
anything on, to answer that last question about, was there anything on there about blending glass bottles? It was a aluminum bottle, not a,
I'm pretty sure he don't care what it is.
yeah. Okay.
He just blended an iPhone with
Yes.
a pretty
With
dangerous
Gorilla
battery.
and with a Gorilla glass, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, these are great. Oh, I love it. Imagine if I could get a great brusher.
But what I think a virtual exhibition can do is it's not as good as documentation for, or yeah, it can be that, but you can make data visualization in a space.
You can make ongoing data visualization.
Yeah. But the cooperative element is not that easy to do.
Cooperative.
Yeah, posting notes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't need to do that.
and
Because
making-
no one does anyway.
No.
That's the thing. So no one will. So you're right that what it is good for is for it to be there. You know, after the exhibition comes down, we still have it. And people are still accountable to that space, right? It's holding space open for the ongoing effects of it as a community space. So it's almost like it's an evaluation tool, right? It's almost like, you know, we had the exhibition, here's the documentation, right? Is nice. But for me, what's interesting is I do refer back to exhibitions, and I do refer back to the social organization that did happen. And when I walk through this person, and they are supposed to be places where we learn and trigger more, you know, the whole idea that tree cloud data storage, which I'm going around all over the place. This is our first example of tree cloud data storage. And we're going to try and get the students involved in tree cloud data, but a few other things. And I suppose that's the thing that we want to show. You know, this person introduced to it, led her to a timeline for each of these things. Timeline, you know, letter to president response, student meeting, pilot design, process, funding, application due, you know, so the whole project, it's got a project line. That's what it is, because it's supposed to be an introduction. And then secondly, that the thing is that, in fact, you know, you start to, that the projects are related, right? So the ultimate goal of tree cloud data is that it's data storage. That data storage is ideally generating revenue investment for all of the strategies to improve leaf area index, which means waste to energy systems, which means changing the Great Participatory Pollinator Project, etc. Okay, I'm happy with this, and I think this is something that we could send off to them as a preliminary, if we could get a can it apply to Toronto?
What?
Can it apply to Toronto?
Okay.
I think it can. I mean, that's what I mean. So in this case, we're doing it in the exhibition, which you can do a quick 3D of, right? And it would go in roughly, take an hour or so to get the Manwaring gallery and stuff into Unity as an empty thing.
Yeah.
And then each day we can try and get a piece in a day. And if we could click on it and say, this is the Memory Palace. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know the Memory Palace? Come on. Memory Palace is the first brain hack.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a way to remember stuff.
Yeah, the way
Yeah.
to remember stuff.
Yeah.
All this fucking
so
project
you're
management.
placing
Yeah.
certain objects in. So yeah.
Yeah. And it is an aide de memoire, right?
You're making a visual space in your mind, and when you have to remember something, you put it in a specific room, in a specific context.
Right. But that's what it is. The exhibition is a social memory.
Yeah.
Right? And it's about saying, let's setting this up.
Hooray!
Yes. Very excited. It is. It's a memory palace, which is saying that it's not actually about having private memory, kind of well-organized bureaucratic search. It's actually about having a shared space that actually did and was animated or is animated, and then continues to be because it's in people's memories. And then the whole complexity of these little projects that could be initiated, they have a place in our shared social memory, right? And the people who are there. And you remember, oh yeah, the glass, there was a biochar that did the paper to the biochar, and it takes advantage. And I think this is a big claim to make a spatialized memory in a virtualized world, if you know what I mean. That's the big contradiction. We're refusing virtuality. We're refusing virtualness as the augmentation of reality and using spatiality to augment virtualization. Something like that. It's the inversion. Okay, I'm super excited about this. This is because this is about cognitivist memory strategies made social. Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Unity makes sense. And now it's a Unity engine because it's a Unity memory. Yes.
Everything fits together.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's a shared social memory. That's what an exhibition is, a shared social memory.
No, I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're actually great, but I bet they've got, I'm going to bet you 25 cents it's got yummy enough to have.
I like the mandarin that you bought. You remember?
Yeah.
The mandarin.
No, I don't remember.
Yes.
Freezed, dried.
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing.
It was. Jordan actually got a whole box of that. I should get a box of it.
Where?
MSG, I bet it's MSG in there. Monosodium glutamate or it's just too yummy. Okay. So on two different scales, we're going to try and do it. because for the exhibition, there's one thing, but then for Jane and Finch, we've got these towers. And it's maybe more important for Jane and Finch because it's creating a shared memory, because we don't really have an exhibition space, right? So we have these big towers, and we have this is kind of in plan and in section.
Mm-hmm.
We want to run things like we want to be able to say that with the Moth Cinema and this productive thing, we could go dink, dink, dink. We could run the timeline, right? And we could say that the pollinator, we could have these bursting, beautiful thing of tiger swallowtails. That over 10 years, if we have this small part, we could show, all these butterflies emerging, running kind of in fast time, so people can see that a small action now could add up to.
In Google Earth, you can go back. In Google Earth,
you can go back. That's right, but we want to go forward. Huh? That's interesting.
So
in where you can come back in where?
In Google Doc, there's a kind of
you can go to
historic images.
You can go.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to do like a 3D. Just explain the process, how it's growing or something like this.
Yeah.
Make it visible.
Exactly, because that's the thing that people don't see. They don't see that there's nice little mutualism between.
So we can say, Natalie,
A, B,
also,
C.
as we said it in diagram, that the tree, they put the tree and they plant the tree so they can see their tree, how it's going to be maybe in 10 years or something like this.
Yeah. I think Panya's might be closed. Oh no.
Your precious tea.
My precious tea.
Yeah.
I should just get a tea bag, so I should.
But yeah, you could, if we can map down how the mutualists benefits from one another, and how if we can get a symbol, not a symbol, if we can describe that in a horrible way, it doesn't matter how we describe it, but then we could program how they interact with one another, and you can tweak different parameter.
For me, what I like with this, Natalie, is that the person that is going to plant his tree, right?
Yeah.
They can see that his tree is going to be in 10 years.
That's right.
So, for example,
but
it's my
also,
tree, and
yeah,
I
it's
can
my
see.
tree. I can put it here, but we can do diagrams of it in terms of,
And we can say how is the leaf,
population of.
how is the leaf area index increasing after 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had a good talk with this LiDAR place today.
Mm-hmm.
That was really interesting. But Okay, who wants a tea to keep going? We've got a couple of hours. We've got a couple of hours left in you. There's a couple of hours left.
I've got an hour.
You've got an hour left in you.
Yeah, I'm still best from yesterday.
You are?
And slept horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not sure that's your fault. I'm not
Um,
traumatized or anything like that.
yeah, the Memory Palace. The whole thing
I
is that
didn't
it's
know
not
this.
a palace. I like this. I like this. It's a people's place. It's not a palace. It's not an individualized neurobiological. Can I get you a coffee? And then you'll get calm. Oh, I see. Because I was giving you tea late at night.
Yeah.
That's why. And you're being careful.
That might be it.
Sensitive
I'm,
boy.
I'm actually, considering getting a coffee.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, coffee.
What's that?
I just put 3D.
That's beautiful. That's what we want for. Can you? Wow. With D3? Oh, that's the lighting power. Oh, wow. That's. What does that look like?
what it looks like. It looks.
That looks like the front of the California Academy of Sciences,
Oh, yeah,
and
it
what
does.
what we could do with the Moss Cinema if we went as grand as possible.
Yeah. That could.
Can you put
And-
that in
and
an
also-
Evernote?
Yes.
I know some people that are pretty good with 3D projections. I could talk to. They uses Unity, by the way.
You have to invite me
Really?
to that. I don't know where can I post, or I can send you by Skype.
Yeah, I'm gonna make. Okay, I'm gonna make one. This is the LiDAR one. I'm gonna make one on. This is web pages. Yeah, okay, let's make it web pages for our memory. Okay, how long would it take to take something from like this view
Mhm.
and put a little block diagram in, like, that looks a little bit like this, like ERs. Can't we get, doesn't Google Maps do something like that? It
Yeah,
does
they-
a kind of a block
They do.
without, that's not rendered. Can you see if you can grab that? No, not Google Maps, Google, whatever it is. What's the other Google?
Bing.
Oh,
No,
Earth?
Google Earth, yeah. I think Google Earth does it, right? That has.
Yeah.
But what do you mean?
Just have a look at Google Earth 3D buildings.
Yes.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
I see.
But there is a lot of places that already have 3D environments of.
Exactly. I mean, that's what gaming engines use all the time, right? They have all these.
Mhm. And in city renewal planning, it's a thing to get someone to map everything in 3D anyway.
That's what I was talking to the LiDAR people about today.
Yeah.
Is there's all this existing LiDAR that we can just run our own same algorithms through.
Okay.
Not the same algorithms, the leaf area index algorithms through. They're already doing it for traffic signs and road maintenance and everything else. And so "3D Memory Palace." I'm so excited about this idea. That's what game engines are good for. Social memory, not virtual shoot 'em ups. I think this is a real breakthrough. I really do. It feels good. In so much as the guys who do play these video games of LA, what is it? Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. No, every street of LA, right?
Yeah,
And
they
some
do.
they
Yeah.
and the detail in which they know it, but it doesn't translate into any kind of use of that. Whereas it could, right?
Yeah.
It outside of the game, it doesn't translate. I mean, let them play the game, but all that knowledge that they've acquired, it gives them a sense of knowing that they can, and from that sense of knowing, it's a precondition to being able to act. There it is. But do we have it in the nice non-Google, I mean,
Without textures.
Yeah, I like it like that somehow because it's more fantastical. And there's also this. There's also the LiDAR.
I like a lot this thing.
How about I'll get you one?
No, I don't have a bike.
You don't have a bike, but maybe we should get. I'm so pleased with this bike. If we could sell them, if we could buy 10 of them, dress them up, do the.
Send one to Denmark.
Yes, that is what establishes an environmental health clinic. So Karen was telling me a little bit more about the Robin Hood Fund.
The Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood Fund.
No, I didn't know it.
They're based in Finland or somewhere.
Okay.
And they're, did she send it? Anyway, whenever they go and have a conversation in a city with local social entrepreneurs and things, they say they open up an office, which I think is nice, right? Because you've opened up a conversation and that's actually more real. That's like the memory cast that we're making. Yeah, anyway. I'm so pleased with this. I can't believe it. I can't believe because I'm conjuring all the. I mean, here's a test for you. Do you know the exhibitions that you've done? Right. If you think back in the exhibitions and the kind of spatial resolution with which you can remember who was where and beside each other, and it's stored spatially, right?
Mm-hmm.
In our heads. If you think of it, especially. because it is holding a space open. Anyway, I'm really okay. So the Robin Hood Fund.
I'm going to print anyway.
Yeah, can you quickly do a spreadsheet of we got 10 bikes for $200.
Yeah.
Spent
Sure.
what we and we sold them each for
More than 200.
sorry.
No, but you sell.
So you
more.
sell them each for 500. 600. 800. 800 is my lucky number. Come on,
You know
can-
people here in New York who could buy it. But you don't want to buy in New York, or you want to buy abroad to sell it? I mean,
no.
sorry,
No, it's
I
just
was
him.
saying.
Just him. He would take one home with him. To establish, I suppose what I was saying is that he would take one home with him. That's what would establish an environmental health office in Denmark, is to have the first bike and news media outlet. And okay. We have to do we have to make so if the bike is like say we can get them for 100. And then 50 for a plus 50. Yeah, like Messenger is let's say 50.
Yeah,
It's not actually that much, but let's say that. And then $20 tieback, and maybe $50 per bike and handling time. Kind of.
yeah. It's
A lot. I mean, it's an underestimate. It's always the time. No, 50, I think. Man hours, yeah, I think 50 per bike. Yeah, this is per bike. And then if we costs, and then if we sell them at 800 each. Are people actually buying them as an artwork and as a limited edition?
how much?
Let's say if we did it for 800. So it's 20. So you actually know the code. I would do that for 10,000.
10,000.
That could pay for you. That could pay you a salary for a little bit.
Yeah, because you can get 20 bikes for 5,000.
I mean, you can also negotiate with them to reduce.
I think we could.
If you buy 10,
Yeah, I think we could. I mean, that's the time. Calling up all these places and buying them and figuring out how to do. I think this is a nice design, actually, but with something similar. Maybe we'd have to make our own there. Maybe that can be a little add-on. Ooh. Bike, Messenger edition bike. Edition. ED, 1D. Mm. Interesting. Okay, so let's get to. I do need a tea. Let's get through all the. What are we doing? I'm going to send a couple of notes off to. Can we start on doing these?